So this is Dr. Alka Madam. This is about our Sage group with audio. Now I'm would like to introduce Dr. Alka Madam. She is a professor in UIT. She has done a B from NIT Raipur and ME and his doctorate degree from Manet Bhopal. Okay. Am I audible now? Am I audible? So she has a wide range of experience. She was first posted as assistant engineer in MPAB and then lecturer for 11 years in a DTE, and after that for 8 years she was a reader and then a professor in UIT RTP Bhopal. Her achievements include 6 PhD awarded under her guidance, and she has a membership of ISE, ISHRAE, SESC, and her publications have 35 papers publication renowned in SCI journals, and 7 in national level journals, and have attended 10 international conferences in USA, Australia, and other countries. So we are fascinated to have such a renowned person among us. I'm sharing her screen, madam, to place. I'm sharing her screen, allowing her to share the screen.
And before starting my presentation, I hope all of you are safe and looking for this webinar. I will share my screen now.
Right, ma'am. Please carry. Yeah, madam, you are visible.
Okay.
Don't. Okay, you are visible.
Okay.
Yeah, it is visible. Please carry on. Please.
Okay. So our webinar topic is eco-friendly refrigerants. What is refrigeration? I know all of you are from mechanical background, but simple definition is refrigeration is a process which cools a closed space by removing heat from it to make its temperature lower than its surroundings, and can maintain that low temperature continuously for over a period of time. So simply speaking, refrigeration is artificial cooling by continuous removal of heat. Okay. and the application of our modern life is impossible to imagine without the uses of different varieties of refrigerating machines. You see refrigerators, water coolers, display cabinet and freezers in mall, air conditioning in homes, commercial space. It has very important application in medical and space field also, right? We will discuss a little bit of history of refrigeration. As you know, the Chinese were the first to store natural lights and use it as a refrigeration technique. And in India and Egypt also, people knew about refrigeration science, and they used liquids to they used to keep liquids in porous earthen jars, and this way they used to convert that water into ice, and it was used for refrigeration purpose. But modern history of refrigeration starts from 1834, and Jacob Perkins, an American, he is called the father of the modern refrigeration, and he developed a closed refrigeration system using liquid expansion and then compression to produce cooling, which till date is the basic principle through which we get cooling effect in refrigeration machines. He used ether as a refrigerant when he invented this refrigerating machine. There are different methods of refrigeration. There are different techniques of refrigeration, but most commonly used method is vapor compression refrigeration technology. And most of the refrigerating machines which you see in our day-to-day life, they run on vapor compression refrigeration technology, right? And basic vapor compression refrigeration system has 5 components, 4 hardware components, namely evaporator, compressor, condenser, receiver, and expansion valve. And these 5 are hardware, and they are connected closely. It forms a closed system, and in this system, refrigerant moves through these components, and we get refrigerating effect in the evaporator or chiller. This evaporator or chiller is the space which we are cooling with the help of the refrigerant. And I will not go further into operating principle of this vapor compression refrigeration system, because our topic is more, we will emphasize, I will talk more about types of refrigerants and their properties. So what is a refrigerant? Refrigerants are used as a working substance in a vapor compression refrigeration system. These fluids provide refrigeration by undergoing a phase change process in the evaporator. And fluids suitable for refrigeration process can be classified into primary and secondary refrigerants. What we are talking about eco-friendly refrigerants, these are primary refrigerants. Secondary refrigerants are mostly air and water. They are eco-friendly, as you all know. And secondary refrigerants are used for very refrigerating machines and applications. For small capacity refrigerating machines, the refrigerants used are primary refrigerants. And refrigerants, what is the importance of refrigerant in a refrigerating machines? The thermodynamic efficiency of a refrigeration system depends mainly on its operating temperature. As you all know, all refrigerating machines operate between two temperature limits. One is the lower temperature, which is maintained in the evaporator, and the other higher temperature, which is maintained in the condenser. And but along with the operating temperature, the other important factor of a refrigerator of a system is it's the choice of refrigerant. Other parameters like system design, its size, operating cost, safety, reliability, and serviceability. All these factors depend on the type of refrigerant which we select for a given application. And most commonly used refrigerants are, as we have seen in the previous slide, the history of refrigeration or the story of modern refrigeration begins. It began with in 1834, and after till 1920, the most commonly used refrigerants were naturally available fluids like water, brine solution, sulfur dioxide. They were extensively used till the discovery of chlorofluorocarbons, which are the synthetic refrigerants which were discovered in 1920. And at the time of their discovery in 1920, they were considered wonder chemicals because these have all the favorable thermodynamic properties to have a very efficient, reliable refrigerating systems. What is chlorofluorocarbon? You may ask. It's a webinar. I am more used to speaking face to face. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, madam, please do it full screen. We are getting your point also.
Okay. So what is chlorofluorocarbon? The wonder chemicals which were discovered in 1920. These refrigerants are predominantly from a group of compounds called hydrocarbons, which are naturally available. These naturally available hydrocarbons are made of carbon and hydrogen atoms. And when hydrogen atoms are replaced by halogenated compounds like chlorine and fluorine, they turn into halogenated hydrocarbons, which are called chlorofluorocarbons. And these were discovered in 1920s. And mostly they are, most commonly names are freons. I hope all of you must have heard this freons. Most commonly used CFC refrigerants are R11, R12, R113, and other. So these chlorofluorocarbons, they are discovered in 1920, and they replaced all other natural refrigerants, and they were used extensively till 1987. Towards the fag end of the last century, they were considered wonder chemicals and used in more than 95% of the refrigeration systems. But the problem began when ozone layer depletion was discovered. And what is ozone layer? I think most of us know, but still let me explain it. Ozone is an isotope of oxygen with 3 atoms instead of normal 2. It is naturally occurring gas which is created by high energy radiation from the sun. And as you know, we have large amount of ozone layer at the altitude of 12 kilometer to 50 kilometer, and this covers all over our earth, and it protects it forms a semi-permeable blanket and protects the earth by reducing the intensity of harmful ultraviolet radiations from the sun. It does not allow UV rays to reach the animal Earth's surface. What would happen? In 1970s, scientists at the University of California were doing some experiment, and they discovered the loss of ozone in the stratosphere while investigating the ozone layer from the high-flying aircraft and spacecraft. And after research, they postulated the theory that exceptionally stable chlorine containing fluorocarbons, these fluorocarbons which were being used in refrigerating since over 50 years, from 1920 to 1980, they were found to be migrating to the upper reaches of atmosphere, and they broke into chlorine atom due to high radiation energy of the sun rays, and they began harming, depleting the protective ozone layer of the Earth. And this is the chemical reaction. Normal reaction is O3 and O2 get converted into each other. It's a continuous process of O3 converting into O2, and again combining with the O atom and changing it to O3. So this way, under normal reactions, this ozone layer contained mostly ozone, which prevented the passage of ultraviolet radiation, and it kept a protective layer all over the Earth. But when CFC refrigerants leaked during the manufacturing and normal operation, during the time of servicing and repair, these CFC chlorofluorocarbon refrigerants, they are very highly stable compounds, and when they get released in the atmosphere, they have a very high life. They can remain in the atmosphere for more than 100 years. So because of their high stability, with the wind and natural convection current, they reached ozone layer, and they hindered this normal reaction. And you can see the retarded reaction, and this the chlorine atoms of CFC, they combine with ozone, they react with ozone, and instead of ozone getting ozone gets converted into oxygen. O3, instead of remaining as O3, it converted into oxygen. So O3% is in the ozone layer, begin put on reducing, and it is the cause of it is converting into oxygen. So the phenomena due to the presence of these CFC refrigerant in the stratosphere was depletion of ozone layer, which resulted into passing of ultraviolet radiation through this stratosphere, through this layer, and coming onto the Earth. And it was found a large portion of ozone layer when it was discovered. Many ozone layer holes were discovered during the research, and these CFC refrigerants were found mainly responsible for ozone layer depletion. And these are the harmful consequences of ozone depletion. You can see, for humans, it can result into skin cancer, blindness, cataract. It hinders the immunity of plants and animals alike. It is harmful to both living and to all the living creatures on the earth, which was not desirable. And it was discovered that the CFC refrigerants were having a very high ozone depleting potential. You can see in this table, I have given you the ozone depleting potential. This is the capacity of a refrigerant to harm the ozone layer, and these R11 and R12, which are having a ODP value of 1. That means they are most harmful. All refrigerants are measured with respect to these most highly harmful CFC refrigerants, which are mostly having a ODP value of 1, right? So due to this, these CFC refrigerants, which were used till 1987, 1990, they were considered harmful to the ozone layer, and under the UN United Nations conference was held. It was this ozone layer depletion was very harmful. It was necessary to tackle this problem, and under the guidance of United Nations, a Montreal Protocol was signed, and you can see it was signed in 1987, and more than 170 countries have ratified it. India ratified it in September 1992, and this has resulted in regeneration of ozone layer. Most of you who are aware of the latest updates on this matter, after 1987, it was decided to phase out the use of chlorofluorocarbons, which were considered water chemicals and which were mostly used in different RAC applications. So under this Montreal Protocol, most of the countries, this is the Montreal Control Schedule, which was adopted by the UN and was ratified by most of the countries. But at that time, during the discussion in the Montreal Protocol, it was found that these CFC refrigerants were mostly used in developed countries. At that time, developing countries were not contributing to emission of CFC refrigerants in a large way. So different phase out schedules were decided for developing country, for developed country and developing countries. And you can see CFC were phased out in developed country within 7-8 years. This protocol was signed in 1995 and 1987, and the control schedule for developed countries was 95, but for developing countries, for our country, it was extended till 2010. And there are other different ozone depleting refrigerants which replaced CFC refrigerants. They were given extended period of time for replacement. We will come to those refrigerants in the later slide. So this is a control schedule, control guidelines for developed and developing countries. Before going for what are different eco-friendly refrigerants,
Madam,
I
10
will.
minutes left. Last 10
10
minutes.
Okay, so whenever when we are replacing a harmful refrigerant in our refrigerating machines, the properties there are 3 properties which should be taken care of, and the most important is environmental and safety properties. And as you know, I will flip, just move on. These properties are so most desirable properties for eco-friendly refrigerant should be its ozone depleting potential. We should use refrigerants which are having 0 or very low value of ozone potential. And I will, these are the points. I will come to my, so these are the eco-friendly refrigerants which are alternative for chlorofluorocarbons. We can classify them into 3 major heads. First category is HCFC, hydrochlorofluorocarbons. second is HFC, and third and most eco-friendly refrigerants are natural refrigerants, which were earlier used, but after CFC discovery, they were phased out, and now we are again going for them again. So I wait, since last 10 minutes are left, let me try to give brief review of these three category of refrigerants. Uh, these are again HCFC refrigerants are eco-friendly refrigerants, and we can in India we can use these refrigerants till 2030. So we have 10 more years to use these refrigerants. Then we have to substitute these refrigerants, and most commonly used refrigerants of this category are, of course, they are having a zero OD, or a very small ODP as compared to CFC refrigerants. R22 and R123 are two most commonly used category of HCFC refrigerants, which are being used. R22, as you know, is most commonly used in air conditioners, coolers, and many other applications. Although new refrigerating machines which have come in the market since last 4 5 years have shifted to more eco-friendly refrigerants like HFC, but HCFCs are still being used, but since we have to reduce their uses till 2030, so a gradual reduction has been planned, which you can see in this PPT. So R22 is having a ODP value of 0.05, GDP global warming potential. As you know, this is one of the another environmental issue which we are facing. So along with ODP, we should use our eco-friendly refrigerant should have a low global warming potential also. So R22 is commonly used in commercial air conditioning and frozen food storage and display cases. And next category, a family of eco-friendly refrigerants are HFCs. And these have replaced R22, as I have told you. R134A is one of the commonly used HFC refrigerants, which you find in many applications. ऑटोमोबाइल में भी काफी एयर कंडीशनर्स आज आजकल R22 के बजाय HFC रेफ्रिजरेंट्स में शिफ्ट हो गए. So HFC is nowadays more popular choice as compared to HCFCs, and these HFC have zero ODP and very small global warming potential. HCFCs have had 1700. These have very 100 to 200 numerical value global warming potential. So they are very more friendly as compared to HCFCs. So and most commonly used HFC refrigerants are R134A. It is tetrafluoroethane. That means ethane is CH6, so 3 atoms of H3 ethane has been replaced by fluorine. As you know, it does not contain any chlorine atom, so its ODP value is 0. Although they are more costlier than other its CFC and HCFCs. This is very commonly used eco-friendly refrigerant nowadays. You can see the salient features in this slide. And hydrocarbons. These are the most promising eco-friendly refrigerants, and they are non-halogenated organic compounds. They were early used, but now again they are being researched, and since they don't have any ODP value and GWP values, so they are fully, most of hydrocarbons can be used with in refrigerating machines, and they can be substituted pure as a pure refrigerant, as a single component, or as a mixture of refrigerant. They can replace many current HCFCs and HFC refrigerants in different refrigeration and air conditioning applications. So, what is the positive points or added advantage of hydrocarbon refrigerants are? They are extraordinary reliability. They are most convincing argument is they can be they have a more fewer compressor failure, and but the negative point is most of the hydrocarbons are, as you know, they are highly flammable and require additional safety precautions during its uses and use as refrigerants. Hydrocarbons have been used since the beginning of the century and now being considered as a long-term solution to all our environmental problem, as long as we can solve the flammability problem of the refrigerants. And they are dominant in domestic market. Many household refrigerators and fridges, they are used in and most commonly HC refrigerants are ethane, propane, butane, and isobutane. Nowadays, Electrolux refrigerator and they have been commercialized and being used nowadays in many refrigerators and R60K, it is having a very small ODP value. GWP value, as you know, it is just 3, and there are technical points which we have not covered. It is as compared to CFC and HCFC refrigerants, their discharge temperature is low, which is very useful for increasing the efficiency of refrigerating machines. And another good point about these hydrocarbon refrigerants is the very good compatibility with mineral oil. As you know, mineral oil is mostly used as a lubricant for compressors of refrigerating machines. This mineral oil had issues with HFC and HCFC's refrigerant, but with hydrocarbons we don't have any such issue. It has got good compatibility with mineral oil. So these are flammability point is important. You can see the auto ignition temperature of commonly used refrigerants. R22 is HCFC refrigerant, and last two are hydrocarbon refrigerants. Their flammability is 470 and 460, much lower than 630. So you can see they are more flammable. If we take we do proper modifications and take safety precautions, we can safely use these hydrocarbon refrigerants, which are very good from eco-friendly point of view. They have got very zero and very negligible global warming potential. So what are the precautions? We can modify our electrical equipments, our refrigerating machines by replacing with solid state components.
1 minute left only.
Proper sealing कर लें ताकि these refrigerants don't leak. And flammability point of view, if they are used in places where where exposure or risk are not very high, refrigerants are most suitable, and the basic refrigerants which we are using, and we are hoping to replace HCFCs and HFC refrigerants by these hydrocarbon refrigerants over next by 2030. I think most of the refrigerating machines will have hydrocarbon refrigerant.
Madam, its time is up now.
Okay, so
And we go to conclusion final.
so I had I think it's a long. So in conclusion, I hope you have you got you will you have become familiar with types of refrigerants and what is an eco-friendly refrigerants and how they are being researched and used in modern refrigeration and air conditioning application. And as you know, we cannot do with refrigeration in this life. So our aim is to phase out or stop using harmful refrigerants and replace these harmful refrigerants with the help by eco-friendly refrigerants, so that we can go on continuously using RAC applications, which are very important for our life today. Thank you.
Thanks, madam. For the participants, any question? Any questions from the participants' ends? Any questions from? Hello. There is no question, madam. Now I am sharing my screen regarding. Thanks, madam, for your valuable information and knowledge about refrigerants.
Yeah, we got very little time. If anyone, any participants has any query or if he wants to know more about any of the slide or any of the points I discussed in the presentation, they can contact me personally or either through you or can contact me. I wish all of you thanks for patient hearing, and thanks Dr. Faisal for giving me this opportunity to conduct this webinar.
Thanks, madam. This is I'm showing you this certificate running on the sharing this on the screen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.